Alright, let's do it. And pardon the sound of the heater at the Utica studio. Forecast temperature of 0 tonight. It is going to be very, very cold. And the room that the studio is in is unheated. Other than my space heaters, so I'm actually about to abandon ship, but we got to take a look at this. Somewhat nervous about it, or rather, it could be something very, very special. Oh, nice. Estate vendor. They had some fascinating space figures. I chose this one in the hopes that it's what it appears to be. Of a Mars 4-inch figure in gold. Now, I've not been able to find any mention of gold being one of the recast colors. I've not found any mention of it being one of the original colors as well. Just to be clear, now even a week after first opening this, I still have no idea what this is. The learned opinions are that it is almost surely a copy, although not one of the Mexican recasts from the 90s. Here's my recast from Mexico, made in the 1990s. Plastics are totally different. This is almost a semi-hard. It's not, I wouldn't call it soft. That's soft. It's got the right kind of wear on it, and I can see some yellowing to the helmet as well, where this guy's helmet is clear. That notch has been used quite a bit to secure a helmet. It's a much lighter plastic, I'll say that. It feels lighter. It's definitely softer. Refresher Course 101. All of these figure sets, they're all designed based on Marx designs. They're all Mars figures. The original line having the Mars name would be there. The two gray ones there are Tom Corbett Space Academy figures, 1952. That's the lovely Carol Carlisle from Space Patrol, 1953, I think, and that's Tom Corbett himself. And he's of a different costuming than what the Mars figures are, and the theory that I like is that it was a generic name thought up by Marx to help them sell off Tom Corbett and Space Patrol castings after their marketing arrangement with them had ceased. All these are wearing spacesuits derived from Tom Corbett's Space Academy costumes. By 1954 or 1955, they were no longer producing licensed Tom Corbett and or Space Academy figures, and so it became Mars. This group followed next, the larger size here in 70 millimeter. The white pieces are all Mexican recasts from the 1990s, and the ones that are in the non-white colors are original castings from the 50s. Sadly, one of the issues working against the 4-inch figure being an original is that the metallic plastic used to cast these is much stiffer and more opaque than the one that the gold guy is cast in. And even I have to concede that that's That's a strike. 56, 57, I'm not sure. And then these are all recasts from Mexico here. I'm not sure if these had a series name, and they're just referred to today as the 4-inch figures, and they're exceedingly hard to find in their original form. And in fact, to this day, I don't know if I've actually ever even seen one, unless this guy be one. And all I can say for sure about him is that his plastic is very, very different than the Mexican recast from the 1990s. Almost semi-translucent to a degree. Interesting marbling or modeling to it. It's got just the right amount of dust, just the right amount of wear. Someone took care of it. So 2 notches on the feet, consistent with Marx figure production. He has the 2 notches as well. I see nothing about it that disqualifies it from being an original. And if so, it's quite a remarkable find. Somebody else got one that had the silver color, and I didn't. I already have them in silver in the form of the recast, and this is different. And I do not believe that this is a recast. Let's look at his gun hand. See if there's anything we can get out of comparing the 2 guns. No. And since these are using the recasts, use the original molds, they're gonna be just as sharp and just as precise as the 1950s vintage pieces. Look at his head. A collector whose opinion I value has offered that the casting looks a little bit soft for a Marx original, implying that it's some sort of a copy. I say that's just a visual effect of the translucent nature of the plastic. I'm fairly certain it was made from a Marx mold. Whether Marx made it or not, we don't know, because it can't talk. All right, here we go. A little bit more comparative analysis against this grid. And by my eyes, no, they're about the same. Again, on the right, 1990s recast from Mexico. On the left in gold. What for right now can really only be termed as an unknown. I'm going to leave it up to, again, more learned opinions. He's definitely older. He's been around longer than the 1990s recast. And yeah, his helmet looks a little murkier. And that doesn't mean a thing other than it's been exposed to the atmosphere and pollutants in the air longer than the recast's helmet. And you know, in the end, you buy the spaceman and not the story, right? All that it was claimed is that he was vintage, and he definitely is. And for the amount I paid for him, I got a good deal regardless. He's different than the recasts. He's welcome in my collection. He was somebody else's. It got passed on in an estate. Now it's my turn to have him until my estate. That's about all we can say.
Miles and miles and miles.